All right, everybody. We're going to wait on, obviously, wait on Bobby to get here. And we're going to get back into the baseball. I'm really looking forward to the baseball slate. I'm not going to be, well, I'll wait till Bobby comes in here and talk about this, but we will, I like these day slates a little bit. It's a little harder for me to be prepared and to do the live thing, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to make it work. Let me find him in the live studio. Yeah, like I was just telling everybody, during the day, the live things are kind of hard for me to give full attention to, but it seemed to have worked out yesterday. So we're gonna for me. So we're gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna play a couple of lineups and hopefully, I don't want to say straightforward, but I kind of knew where I was going yesterday, and it just kind of worked. And today, I think I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
but,
tournament sucks. So
I'm not too happy about it though.
I'm not playing on DraftKings. There's no tournaments. I don't even understand what this is.
What do you mean?
There's no real tournaments. Like they don't. I don't know what the hell they were doing with their schedule, but there's literally like nothing.
Oh, it's all closed, I guess. I mean, I entered some stuff earlier. I mean, there's a 770 something.
Yeah, it's all done. Shoot, that's unfortunate.
Well, dude, if you want, I'll unregister and then you.
No. They won't let you unregister anyway.
Oh, it's too late.
It's sold out, so they won't let you. It's all right, no big deal. I'll just play on FanDuel. But yeah, we could talk about DraftKings. I haven't looked at anything on DraftKings, but we could talk about it because I don't think.
Let me pull my. Let me get that screen up again. Hang on a minute. Hold on a minute. I want to get the exact screen that I wanted before. Crap. Because I don't want to get into any more trouble than I'm already in from all these different places. Let's see what we got here. Enter, create new lineup. Okay, let's put this over here. And then just one quick thing.
All right, what's up, everybody in chat? Guys, don't forget to please like and subscribe, all that stuff. And say what's up when you're in here. Yeah, the live ones are tough during the day. But I mean, I know Sheets is more of a time. All right, what's up, everybody in chat? Guys, I'm on my.
We are.
All
right, so let's review DraftKings anyway.
Okay, you just talk about it because I literally haven't looked at a thing.
Okay.
I didn't even realize the slate was this late until just now, and I was up at 4 a.m. doing the Masters lineup, so I was not ready for this.
Okay.
I thought for some reason, I can't believe why they would do it like this on back-to-back days during the Masters, especially. But they did.
Why they would do what? Like schedule the early slate? You mean?
Yeah, on a Thursday, it's not that unusual, but after having a Wednesday slate where you just did this, it's very, very weird.
Okay.
And basically never happens.
Well, I'll just talk about it then. So for the pitchers, for me at least, it's extremely straightforward. You can make it more complicated if you want to, but I'm not going to. For me, there are just 3 pitchers, and it's Lynn, Burns, and Berrios. I've heard people try to make cases for Eduardo Rodriguez. I just don't think I need it. For me, there's just way too many question marks. For him, so I'm going to probably play some combination of Lynn, Burns, and Berrios. The way my numbers are coming up, I actually like Lynn the best, and he's going to. I mean, all 3 of them are going to be really popular, but that's just where I'm at. I mean, I guess it's because that matchup is just so nice relative to the other ones that's why he's probably showing up as a better play for me at least. But Burns and Berrios both are coming off of like ridiculous opening day starts, right? Which for me makes it even more likely that I prefer Lynn. So for me it's going to be Lynn and Burns or Lynn and Berrios, maybe some Burns and Berrios, but it's just going to be those 3 as far as pitching goes. And just to kind of follow up on it, because this is how I did well yesterday. I was really, really quickly about what I was doing. Is for me, there's 2 ways I'm going to go. As far as the stacks go, and one is just really ridiculous, and you're going to have to kind of You really need to talk me out of it. So the chalky, like easy ones to play are going to be in Coors. It's going to be, and I don't know whether I'm considering game stacking it or just playing. I guess the Arizona side I liked a little better than the Colorado side, but actually there's basically a stone tie if you want to do it. And then if you wanted to pivot off of that, it's not even a pivot. I mean, I dude, this is ridiculous, but I kind of wanted to play Pittsburgh. So that was those were my ideas, and then we can go and play by player. But what's your overall thought? Again, you haven't really looked at DraftKings too much because on FanDuel it's a little different for me. Like on FanDuel, like I think Boston is kind of like a standout over there.
Yeah, well, they're just a chalk. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what do you think overall?
I'm a little bit. I have no interest in Pittsburgh at all. But
yeah, I figured it's a stupid.
I support it. I'm okay with it. The one that I'm kind of interested in is Miami. I'm sorry, is the Mets. That would probably be my highest level of. It's still going to be fairly chalky, but just not compared to Colorado and Boston.
You like the Mets more than because these are the guys that rank the same for me. Like, do you like the Mets more than Minnesota? Because I have those two pretty equal.
Yeah, I'm tired. I've said it over and over again. Marco Gonzalez is a really good pitcher.
Oh, right, that's the guy. Right. Okay.
And it's going to happen a couple times a year, but the guy is just a really good pitcher, and I just don't find the reason to go out of my way to pick on them. Now, in general, yeah, I like Minnesota against lefties. Didn't exactly work out yesterday, but I don't see any reason to go there personally. So I do have the Mets much, much higher. And that is the team that I'm probably going to prefer trying to get the Mets in with Colorado and Boston. But to get the low-owned Mets, maybe it's hard to get not a great differentiating slate to me because I don't love these other stacks for the non-obvious teams too much. Okay. So I have the Mets. I have the Mets, Boston, Colorado as the three best stacks, and I would put Arizona next one. So it's nothing crazy special.
What I was going to do on FanDuel is to pair with the Red Sox. I was going to or to pivot off and whatever. My next one over there was going to be Chicago.
Yeah, I thought about Chicago too, and I do think you'll get some lower ownership on them. Just because of the way that they're priced and the positions that they're just loaded positions. So I like Chicago. I don't like the lineup it's not like the most threatening lineup, but there are some, I can get behind the Moncada and I guess Moncada, Robert, Abreu, and maybe Mercedes or Madrigal. No, Mercedes or Vaughn would be my other favorites.
Well, that's really interesting because I actually meant the Chicago Cubs.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Cubs. I'm still questioning this lineup entirely. Like they've looked awful. So I get it. I'm just not going to do it with a huge stadium downgrade against a guy I don't think is necessarily that bad.
I have a question for you related to that game. To tap on your expertise here. Is it bad to play Jock Peterson against lefties?
Yes, in general, astronomically bad. But
yeah,
but I'm assuming that they spent some time in the offseason and they're putting him in there. I don't think he has a hit off one yet, but he's about a 100 hitter against lefties with no power.
That sucks. Okay.
Oh, I mean historically, but he also hasn't been given too many fair chances because he was playing on a team that was so loaded they didn't have to let him find and get through his growing pains or anything. So yeah, I mean, I don't have any interest in him, but yeah, it's a little tough today. It's kind of weird. I like the idea for the White Sox. I think that's the lowest owned I can get behind on FanDuel, and even on DraftKings as well. I'm looking at the prices; they're priced up there, so it's going to be hard for people to play them.
Where are you with respect to the weather today?
So. Looking at the only thing that seems to be majorly concerning are these. It's enough to keep me. I mean, I'm not into that Brewers Cardinals game anyway. I know that Corbin Burns is a fine option, and maybe some people won't play him because of the weather. but that does look a little too scary. The White Sox game, as long as it goes, I feel good about it. I mean, there is a lot of wind, by the way, there. It's just sort of going side to side. And the thing about the White Sox, I'm just trying to double check that I'm not missing that maybe it's a little worse than I thought over there. Yeah, I actually I think they'll play, but I think it is a little bit more worrisome than I maybe originally had it when I first looked. So that would be, I guess, the other concern about playing the White Sox, obviously.
So what I'm doing is and I'm okay. So you looked at FanDuel for most. Who's your favorite pitcher on FanDuel?
Berrios.
Okay.
And Lance Lynn is fine too. I mean, like there's no, you know, I am in. I mean, Lance Lynn, like, you know, again, I'll just point out he pitched 4 2/3 innings on opening day. He's how many pitches did he actually throw? I don't have that right in front of me, but yeah, I just think Berrios is the better pitcher, and that's the way I would want to go with it. The problem is, again, you get a little bit of that weather situation that could be somewhat of an issue. So they both have it,
Right.
Lynn and Berrios. So this slate is a very weird little slate. I'm probably just going to play one lineup, but yeah, it is kind of weird to have the two chalk pitchers, actually all 3 best pitchers in weird weather games.
I'll tell you this, I know he hasn't been great, but kind of disrespectful. Devers under 3K on FanDuel, no? I mean, I know he's not been great, but geez.
Yeah.
Not enthralled, huh? All right.
No, I mean, it's just he's been overpriced for all of his life.
Is this like FanDuel a pricing regression, sort of?
I mean, look, he's gonna if you want to play a hitter at 40%, he's your guy. That's my guess is he literally ends up probably around 40%. So I just don't even consider him. I'm actually just going to fade the Red Sox, I think, except for Verdugo, who will be low owned. I just don't see any reason to get involved in a lineup that's so. I mean, look, they're going to put up runs. It's so chalky. It's more chalky than Colorado is. Well, it's close. It's about the same, and I would just rather play Colorado if I'm going to do that.
And the Cubs, you didn't really like too much on FanDuel, you were saying.
On this particular slate, I think they're maybe more viable than I originally thought, just because, again, it's a huge stadium downgrade, obviously, for them. One of the best pitchers parks in baseball. A guy who I don't think is particularly bad, although hasn't pitched much recently. They do have some guys who are good against lefties. If you're going to do it, on FanDuel, for example, actually on both sides, I would try and get Contreras in there and Baez, and Contreras, Baez. Then maybe you get to Bryant and Rizzo. But I don't mind Rizzo in the lefty-lefty matchup either, if you're going to do it.
Oh, you don't mind Rizzo here? Okay.
But I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna go for the Mets, and I think the Mets are the best one. I really do. Obviously, another not great hitters park, but between the starting pitcher for Miami and the bullpen, I just feel like there's a lot of upside there, and I think you can get I don't think it's not like getting crazy different, but I don't think that it's going to be the super chalk of the stacks today. So trying to get the Mets in with Colorado would be my preferred goal.
Trying to get the Mets in with Colorado.
Yeah, and the Mets do have enough. There's some pop in this lineup. I actually really like their lineup a lot, and they're very affordable, especially on FanDuel. But even on DraftKings, they're not too bad.
You like Kiki at all today from the Boston side?
Yeah, Kiki and Verdugo. No shocker, I'm naming the ex-Dodgers again. Those would be my favorite guys from there.
I'm trying to make this work. Where maybe I play the Bostons, but without playing the really chalky Devers.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be. I think you want like Devers and JD are just going to be 1,000,000% owned. So playing anybody else is going to be a better way to go if you can help it. And it's not like with Boston, I don't know. Yeah, it is hard to ignore that this is a really good spot for them, but I just don't. I
It's
don't
just
know.
not for you. Dude, there's nothing wrong with
Crazy
big
chalk. I want to pick on Baltimore. I want to pick on Harvey. Everything sets up well, but then it's like, do I really want to play these guys over Colorado here? I don't think so, because really they're going to be. I think they might even be more owned. I really do.
You think so?
I think it's a good chance. And yeah, it's not. The problem is you try to play the Mets with Colorado. It's hard to get the positions exactly right. It's a little tricky today. It's not the most fun slate in the world. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So
with respect to DraftKings, well, you want me to let's see if anybody has questions first. Dude, by the way, freaking my man Neiman just made a triple bogey, by the way.
No, don't tell me that.
Yeah, he did. He was playing it, and you know what? He was driving the ball well. Everything was in the middle of the fairway, and then he just blew up on. He had one bad drive. I think he had to take a penalty shot or something. Yeah, he was +3 on 10, which made him the +3. So he's got some work to do, but he's hitting the ball okay. We'll see what happens.
Oh, that's too bad.
We will see. Yeah, we will see what happens. The greens are really fast. It's going to be tough to post really big scores, I think.
I agree with that totally.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
That's a tough one, man.
Yep. All right, so DraftKings, let me just go back to what I was going to say on DraftKings. So again, I was going to do one of two things. I was going to play the stupid Pittsburgh thing, or I was going to get a little chalky and just basically load up on this Colorado thing. But yeah, you didn't really even look at DraftKings too much.
I didn't look at DraftKings. I'm trying to look in Colorado to see if there's any reason I can find to fade this game.
Well, you know what makes it tough also is the Rojas is out.
What does that make it tough for?
Well, because we like to fade him.
Yeah, no, I meant more on the Colorado side. I think that you could make an argument with the wind blowing in that maybe you can get away with it. Rojas he is out. He's not in the lineup. I like the Colorado side better anyway. Peralta is too cheap though. But John Gray is another one who can occasionally have a nice outing, seemingly out of nowhere. Yeah, I think that I'm gonna maybe stack the Mets and be done with it after the beginning part of the day. That's what I'm looking at.
That's not the worst idea in the world. I mean,
yeah, it just makes the most. Now my day already feels like it's over with that Neiman news, man. That's a bummer.
It's got a long way to go, dude. It's +3, and remember, a lot of guys make the cut, and we'll see what happens.
I know it's just tough start to get off to.
It's true.
But excuse me, I'm just trying to find my Mets.
Well, you like Berrios better than Burns.
Burns is also real weather concerns too.
Okay.
They all do. Burns may end up being the best pitcher by a landslide on the slate in general. I am not there yet, and I'm not feeling the absurd amount of love I've heard for him that everybody else seems to feel. But I do think that he's a good pitcher. But I'm hearing people talking about him being like one of the best 3 pitchers in baseball and stuff, and I don't feel that way yet.
I want to look at the weather here. I shall look on the other page.
What a weird baseball slate. Jeez. Guys, I'm going to take a look in chat and see if there's anything going on here.
St. Louis, RJ, yellow. You think it's a washout? No, time is not real. Game of Sparta.
Who's your favorite pitcher other than Berrios on DK? Or would it be what you're playing with Burns, or are you playing him with who's
I like Lynn.
Oh, you like Lynn? That's right.
I like Lynn. I mean, the two other guys are off of ceiling performances. I don't like doing.
Yeah. Conforto and McNeil are due. Seriously, come on, let's get it going. Finally, these guys.
Is McNeil in even?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't. I don't think he would be out against a righty. Lindor, blah blah blah.
Let me see other guy. Oh, this is too easy to build this like this. So we got 2 guys left. So I don't have to do this. Put it over here. How about that?
Colorado.
Let me see some one-offs on DraftKings. Who do you like at second and third base, like on the cheaper side? Oh, you still didn't look at DraftKings, right? Okay, sorry.
I'm not. I can talk about hitters, but in general, but positions, I just don't have the thing. I'm sorry. I would have been prepared for it.
Is Garrett Hampton gonna play?
It's the middle of the. Yeah, he's playing. I think he's gonna. He's like mega probably the Uber chalk. Would be my guess. I hate it's weird to want to stack Colorado. I like the Kelly and Coors thing, but these guys. This lineup is like it's pretty ugly.
For Colorado,
they just suck. They suck. They can't hit. They happen to have they have like 2 good hitters. Everybody else sucks. CJ Cron is not even like barely an everyday other player on other teams. I know Ryan McMahon hit 3 home runs and maybe he's got upside in his future. I still holding. We'll see. Tapia can't hit for anything. He's a good like all around hitter, but he can't hit. He has no power. Hampson's nothing. Nunez, I think, is probably on their way to be one of their better hitters.
What do you think of Josh Van Meter?
In general, like I mean, I don't even know who he's for right now. He's always the always cheap guy who gets platooned.
He's on Arizona, hitting second at 3K. I mean,
yeah, he's chalk. Not really much of a, not a ton of power, but can he is what a guy number hitting second. He's just hitting higher in the order than I think people thought he would. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing him, but I understand it. I really actually, now that I look at the Coors thing, I just really hate these lineups, man.
Well, you can play Escobar.
I'm not trying to pick on I don't see the Arizona side as being the part you can exploit as much with the exception of Peralta possibly and Escobar. These are good plays, but I don't think that John Gray. I would rather, if I have Merrill Kelly as a choice or John Gray, I'm going to pick on Merrill Kelly. But neither lineup is especially good. These are probably 2 of the I don't know. We'll see. I just don't think much of them personally. Maybe it's because I watch them play against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers have pretty good pitching all the time. But
they do.
So I'm sort of biased a little bit, I guess. So we did get that. So you did get the Arizona lineup because I didn't have that starting lineup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I will also say that at catcher, not wind aside, but everything else aside, if he continues to keep getting starts and he continues to hit where he hits and is 3,200. I mean, Narvaez, you got to keep playing, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, again, that weather game too is another one to worry about. They all are.
Well, it didn't seem as though that was that big of a deal. But I was reading about it.
Maybe not. Let's see. I guess it's just because they can wait it out. Oh no, they can't wait out. They can play it fast. I'm sorry. They could. Yeah, maybe it is okay. Maybe it's better for pitching actually though, because if it's gonna stay raining the whole game, because I don't see the rain dying down. It should be.
You like getting to any of the later guys in the Met lineup, like Villar maybe? Or not really?
Yeah, actually, that's I like that actually quite a bit. I actually think that's something I might do. Maybe that's a good way to get a little bit different. Because I don't think Villar, what's his name is certainly not going to be on McNeil. But maybe Villar playing both of those guys together is a good way to get different with that stack. I don't think Villar is going to be especially high owned either. Yeah, I kind of like that, Sheets. Maybe skip the outfield for them and just play those guys on the infield. And because there's a lot of good outfield plays elsewhere, and then you can play a little bit more of a chalky guy like J.D. Martinez or some of these Colorado guys.
Still trying to find these second and third basemen as kind of one-offs. You got to be cheap on DraftKings. This is my current my current state of affairs. And I could play the Pittsburgh thing. I could play just Frazier leading off. He's 3,700 though. I think I'll probably do better than that.
Yeah.
I could play Hampton at 3,200. I mean,
the thing is, Pittsburgh is really off the board. And by the way, Arrieta, like, I'm not entirely a believer anymore. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe your first instinct was a good way to go. And I'm
gonna play one.
Yeah.
This is for my Mets stack. Like I'm doing a Mets stack. I'm trying to fill in like with other positions on the crap and stuff.
Well, Dickerson I like I really like Dickerson actually on the other side of that game.
Oh, in the outfield though.
Yeah. He actually, I think I'm actually going to play him in my main lineup.
Any of these Mets guys outfield and second, third base eligible somehow? I guess not, right?
I mean, the better part of the Mets stack is the outfield. I'm just skipping it and playing the infield because I want to get different with it.
Right.
And if I'm going to play a semi-chalky-ish stack, that's just the way that I like to go. And VR has sneaky powered speed upside occasionally. Jeff McNeil.
No, I lost you. I lost you a little bit, Mr. Bobby. You will get your internet back eventually. I'm gonna find the. Yeah, you froze on me. So let's see some questions. Do you like Villar today, Tony? Yeah. So I think I'm gonna use him. I think that's not a bad idea with the construction that I have going right now. So what I'll do is I'll change this one, and I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. I'll put Villar in this stupid third base spot, and then just one of these Mets I have to get rid of, whether it's Smith, Nemo, Conforto, Lindor, one of these. I guess I should probably get rid of the Smith, but I'd like to keep some contact. Well, Alonso could have contact with Villar, so but if I got rid of, I'd probably get a really good one-off in the outfield, right? Well, we can go. I could do Peralta, right? Crap. Peralta, then I guess Peralta would be the guy I would really want out of that Arizona game. So I put Peralta in. I got some money to spend now. I mean, now I can actually. Boy, this is really strong. I don't want to leave 800 on the table. This one, I could just play both those good pitchers. I mean, I could actually get. I don't even have to play Lance Lynn in this lineup. Wow. I'm going to try that. I'm going to play that in two of these. Yeah, in two of these. And then, like, Bob, if you come back, I'll let you back in. Obviously. Yeah. So just kind of talking through this. Again, I can't really show the lineups, but talking through this, I did move up to a. I'm doing a couple of Met stacks, and some I'm going to use Villar, and the others I'm not. So what I'll do first, I'm going to take Burns and replace him with Lynn, and then I could actually get an upgrade at one of my one-off positions. I can get up to maybe a little bit better second baseman if I need it. Do I even need a better second baseman? I have good contact with this guy. Yeah, you know what I could do? I could go to a kind of a higher-priced Ryan McMahon, which is fine, actually. So we're going to do that. We're going to keep the Villar one. That's what we're going to do there. Good? Okay, that's good. Then am I good with the Mets? Let me look for questions, and I'm going to come back in here. Sorry about this, guys. I guess got left on my own again here. So Dom, Villar, McNeil. Yeah, I don't know. You think I can get to all the way to McNeil? McIntyre -1. Nice. Nice. Okay, let me just check something real quick. Where did he go? Yeah, it is a little annoying. Yeah, Neiman's falling apart. That sucks. One hole will do that for you. To you, I should say. Crap. Sorry about that, dudes. If anybody went as heavy on him as I did. Okay. So that was that the end of my DraftKings? Let me go through this a little bit more. I'm just kind of talking through this. So that was my Mets one. And then what I have to do, is this another Mets one? So yeah, I have 2 Mets ones. No, I have 3 Mets stacks. No, I have 1, 2, just 2, no, 3 Mets stacks. This one is kind of like a Colorado game stack. This is kind of another Mets. This is another one of these. So now I got to deal with this Pittsburgh thing. I actually like this Pittsburgh stack. It's actually, boy, it's like so strong. So we're going to play that, and then we're also going to do, we could actually move up to, we could do something else. We could go from Lynn down to Burns, get 900 more, and now I can get some better one-offs. So this one I don't need to play some crap like Peterson, right? I can go play, I could get a little bit of sneaky. I could play a little bit of the Mets. So let's put, so Dom Smith. So now I still have the Contreras, Chris Bryant thing. And then I still have Pittsburgh's, but I want to trade to one better Met. Does Met have a shortstop? No, they don't. That's okay. Oh my God, Conforto is only, well, Nemo is only 3,400, and this is why they're good plays, I suppose. So yeah, so let's put these both guys in. So Conforto and Nemo, we'll put a little more coverage on the Mets. And then we just don't get to play Contreras. What we could do is we could put the Met catcher in there. We could put McCann in there and wrap that around sort of, which would be very interesting. Can I get up to Berrios there? Not quite. But if I did that, then I can go, and I'm just kind of talking through this. Hey, blame DraftKings for not being able to show what I'm doing exactly. But I guess the lesson here is I'd like Narvaez. Presuming he plays. I can't imagine why he wouldn't play. But let's save it for that lineup and for this one. Okay, there's Bobby. We're going to get him back again. Hold on one second. Just one sec. I just lost the browser that he's on. There he is. Let's get him back in here. All right, he's back. There it is.
Sorry about that, guys. That's bizarre. I'm wondering if it's my computer because I'm hardwired in here and don't know where that came from, but everything shut down.
Yeah,
but it seems good to go now.
So I was talking through this stuff, my DraftKings, and then I'm getting more and more into the Mets as I kind of go through these on the DraftKings piece. So that's that. Now I got a couple of Pittsburghs I got to deal with. Yeah, you know what? I got to listen to you on this one. I really don't want to play Peterson in the spot. There's really no need to do that.
And look, I mean, it's not like lefty will be in the whole time. Maybe he gets a chance out of there, and I don't want to be just. There's no way you can play.
No, you do. I'm a big boy. I can do what I want. I hear you. I understand. But let's throw a couple of these Pittsburgh guys in, and let's put in Polanco, a couple of Arizonas, Chicago. And if I did that, I could probably get up to the better pitcher. That being him. And then Moran, Frazier, Newman, Polanco. Then there's Peralta. He could even be a one-off. We could play. Oh, he's not bad. We could play Hilliard as one-off too. Who else is from Colorado? On the Colorado side of the outfield today.
Blackman, Hilliard. That's the only outfielders I'm using. Tapia, you can play him, but the guy doesn't have power.
Right.
But I mean, he's a decent enough player. It's just he doesn't have power.
We're gonna do that. That's
I'm just trying to mix this Met stack up a little bit myself. Guys, throw in any questions. I've got time, and I'm here to answer. I hate when the internet technical things happen. When we have everything up and running, I'll make sure it doesn't happen. Like I actually have.
So now I have more Berrios than I thought I was going to have. I don't have quite as much Burns as Berrios. I guess that makes sense. You prefer Berrios to Burns, don't you?
I do, but I don't like. I think that there's an outside chance that Berrios. I mean, like the things people say about Burns, I don't think are totally unfounded. I think that he does have like some real talent. I just think people have gotten carried away with how good he is exactly, and I like the matchup a little better for Berrios. But I think they're right. That if I was making a ton of lineups, I probably would have similar ownership of both of them. I'm just siding a little bit with Berrios, and I may end up changing that because of the weather. I'm going to take a look at noon my time and see what I feel about the weather.
Berrios, Lynn. We don't need to do this. Let's get rid of him. It's got to be a good outfield one-off at 4,300.
What's that? What price?
Got to be a good. I'm talking about DraftKings.
I'll take a look over there. Here, let me see.
Who's better? Peralta, Buxton. No, we don't play against
Peralta's number one.
Oh, well, that's easy.
I think Peralta, if you were playing a cash game today, he'd be the first guy you put in my opinion, as a hitter. I don't like cash in baseball, but if you were going to do it, I think that would be the way to do it.
Okay, that's solved then. I like that then. Then what I want to do is I don't want to play everything with Berrios, so let's pull down to Burns here.
A few Burns.
I can do that here actually. Wow. I actually had. That was perfect. So Berrios, Lynn. So right now I have Berrios 83%, Burns 50%, Lynn 67%. Now again, there's only like 6 or 7 lineups, so right. So
I'm on the thing right now.
and then this one is. I have no dupes in tournaments. No dupes. Then I'm going to go to FanDuel. In FanDuel, I can actually show the stuff. The only thing I got to watch for, I got to make sure that Narvaez is playing.
Can't
imagine them sitting him, but
well, I mean, you're going to have actually. This would be a logical candidate of a day to sit him. Actually,
crap.
Just think about it. You know what I mean? It's a getaway day, but so was yesterday. And I didn't pay attention to Seattle yesterday with Narvaez. I didn't know. Maybe they had the day off actually, so maybe that would be actually a good thing for you.
Just fits in so perfectly there.
Then go for it.
No, I'm putting him in. I mean, but I have to make sure he's playing. I have to run out. I have to do some stuff. You know what I mean? I just got to make sure that I'm on top of that. He's like the only guy in any of my DraftKings lineups that is not a confirmed lineup start. You know what I mean? Like he's the only non-green check mark in my whole freaking roster.
I know, and it always feels weird to leave with those guys out there. So I know what you mean.
I'll be watching. But I don't even have like a direct, like a $3,200 catcher.
You know what's really gross is that I have Devers in a lineup after all of that. One out of a number. But I just wanted to say it. It's just because
this is really disgusting.
What do you got?
Oh, I know it's 3,100. Freaking Stallings.
Stallings, yeah.
Crap. But I'm not going to probably know about Narvaez until the Stallings game. It's like the NBA now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I could probably get to vote if I have to. Or Nunez. I could play Nunez.
Yeah, just play. Nunez is the best of the.
Nunez is probably a better play anyway.
I think he is. All right, guys. Any other questions? Anything up in there? It doesn't look like there is. Ask me again for a sneaky stack. I don't have a really sneaky stack that I love today, just to be honest. So my stacks in terms of what my exposure is Mets #1, and then I've got mini Colorado and mini Boston paired with it. But I'm trying to stack it a little bit funny with the Mets. So trying I have in my main lineup I have no Mets outfielders in there, and then I have another one where it's only the Mets outfielders, and I skip Lindor and Alonso, just to try and get. I mean, it's a small slate, so you want to try and get off the chalk as much as possible. But the Mets are definitely my favorite right now. Colorado, if they weren't going to be 1,000,000% owned, I go Mets, Colorado, Boston, Arizona, Chicago would be the way that I would stack today. And I don't think on these smaller slates where it's not so ideal, like this is the time when you can play the 3-3-2s or the 4-3s and the 4-2-1s and all that stuff and feel a little bit better about it than on the big slate.
How many people that play the Red Sox on FanDuel are going to play my main man Marvin? Probably nobody, right?
I think he'll be the lower owned of the Red Sox.
And this one also has no Devers, which is, I'm playing Marvin Gonzalez at basically the same price as Devers. I mean,
I don't mind it. I mean, look,
baseball.
That's why I'm playing McNeil and VR together, because even if somehow one of those guys got up to 10%, nobody's going to play the other one at third base when they could just play Devers, basically. So it's actually a good way to go. And favorite Rockies are no surprise here. Story, then Blackmon, then McMahon.
Let's try one more thing here. Lynn.
Well, I'm sure glad I didn't take that DraftKings deal that they offered me, because I would have been frustrated today.
Oh, what a horror show, right?
You have to get $1,000 on baseball. Well, I just didn't. I mean, I don't know how I would even play $1,000 on baseball by the time I started looking at this. I mean, it was weird sheets though, because I looked at it about 11 a.m., 8 a.m. my time, and there was nothing. I mean, there was nothing. Like I would have had to play like 20 of these little tournaments, and even then, I don't know. It would have been just hard to get to 1,000. To get sneaky, just plays. Yeah, RJ, you're right. That's often just what you do in baseball is you play the bottom of the order. One thing that I like to address just real quick that I mentioned on our other show about it, you don't need to stack in order. Like it doesn't need to work out that way. One gaps work a lot. Now, if you're stacking 3 guys and it's like 1, 4, 7, maybe that's not ideal. But otherwise, like you can pretty much get creative with your stacks. So many people stack consecutively, and while that makes more sense, especially on FanDuel, that makes more sense from just the runs pile up and all that stuff. If you put one gap in between it and it changes your stack a little bit, it makes a lot of sense. Also, we haven't done a lot of this so far this season, and I'd like to get into doing more of it. And that's really leaving more money on the table in baseball. We really just don't need it. I've been thinking more and more about it. We should be paying up for pitching, and we should be leaving money on the table if we can. It just doesn't make sense to spend our whole salaries. It really doesn't. It's like golf. Too many variables. And the pricing has not been tight. If it gets tighter, maybe we need to, but we really don't need to do that.
I want to present something for you for your. I'm gonna like I say, post this without comment, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just show you guys something, and I literally haven't even tried it yet today, but just. So again, you know what I think? I think the Saberson guys are really good. They're really taking steps to win what I call the Nobel Prize of DFS, meaning to try to like factor in both ownership upside and projection all into like lineup building, right? And they're working on this algorithm. It's not bad, and I use it when it's not bad. I don't even know how good it is, but it attempts to build lineups, and they don't look like your normal like optimizer lineups. Like they look a little nuts, but they come in first sometimes, and that's like really important. And I say this as an example. So I'm going to just run like just a general thing on FanDuel with basic sliders set to GPP, and I'm showing you this for a reason. And of course, FanDuel's like the only FanDuel still they don't mind when you can just keep the projections on there the same without making any changes. So I'm like really lazy about this one. So the reason I bring it up is and they rank these lineups called by Saber Score. So this is like based on upside and everything like that. And you'll notice like here on the right, like every one of them leaves like a fortune on the table. Like this is 32.5, this is 32.6, 33.1, 32.5. This is 30,000, right? And again, it's not making any value judgments, right? So you can go in obviously, and you could, dude, like there's no way that I'm not going to find the extra, 1,000 for like somebody, on a one-off basis. But I find it interesting that when all of the the preconceived notions are put aside, they just let an algorithm, when you factor in ownership and stackability and upside fly, you do get like money left on the table almost all of the time.
Right.
And I think the reason for that is because those are lineups just going to be just so low owned because they're leaving money on the table, I guess. Or if you're going to like really maximize low ownership, you're going to get guys that don't project as well. So that's why they're going to be low. But I'm just kind of just presenting it to you that it is very theoretically possible that when you have a sport like baseball, that you are just supposed to leave money. Not that you're supposed to leave money on the table, like on purpose, but if you stack stuff up and it comes out where you're leaving 1,000 on the table, you should just leave it.
Yes,
I don't know the answer. But
I actually think that like on larger field GPPs, you should be trying to leave money on the table, in my opinion.
Like intentionally.
Yeah, I just don't see any. You're not gaining that much, but from the extra few hundred for how they're valuing hitters, especially at this time of the year. Even if it's 400 or 500, you're just getting so different than everybody else just by doing that. Even so many people are within that 200 to 300 range, and it's a great way to get different and not have to worry about ownership quite as much.
Yeah, let me see if I can find some questions in here, and then should I even get an update? I'm afraid to even look.
The weather update I just looked.
No, not the weather update. The Neiman update.
Oh, I haven't even checked that out.
No, you're better off. You're just much better off. Yeah, he's blowing up. He's +4.
Fuck.
Yep. Well, I just gotta hope that all these like Sandy Lyles guys are in there. You know what I mean? Like I gotta hope that all these Jack Nicklauses that made the Masters are gonna make up most of the cut line. That's the best I can describe it. It stinks.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, McElroy's +3, like a champion. And then Siwoo Kim is T1.
I did play Siwoo Kim.
I got a couple with him. I got a couple with Harmon. Remember my lefty theory?
I did the same thing. I did a couple all lefty lineup sheets, and McIntyre was minus
nice. And the Webb is going to track for exactly where I said. Like he can hit a ceiling right at T5, I think. But yeah, not having Neiman perform, it puts a lot of pressure on me. I think I literally have 70% of him. So
I have so much of him in my high buy and stuff too. It's really
that's going to be tough business.
Who I did end up getting onto though a little bit was, and not nearly enough, but a little bit was Matsuyama by the end of the day, and Bezuidenhout. So those guys are doing for me. They're both T1 also.
But I will say it's really freaking awesome. You got to check it out. You go to masters.com and to sweat it like that on the site. It's just amazing. You literally see every shot of anybody you want to see. It's like
that's awesome.
It's just totally insane. Meanwhile, Zalatoris is totally going to win.
What's that?
Well, Zalatoris is probably totally going to win.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, we're like, he's just going to win. I mean, he's not like he's even leading or anything, but he's just. Oh, he is now. T1 -3. That's sick.
Is he?
Yep.
Well, my Zalatoris Bezuidenhout lineups will probably appreciate that. I did play them quite a bit.
I wonder if I have a Zalatoris Kim like littered throughout there. I don't know. I doubt it.
The problem I get into, Sheets, when you do what I do with that playing the guys in the same price tier, is I end up with Zalatoris everywhere I have Answer, and I play all three of those guys because they're 73, 74, 74, and Neiman, of course. Oh, this is nice though. Everybody top 6. That's beautiful with only JT to go. And Zalatoris. Got some good stuff going on here. So
you do. That's excellent then.
Maybe we'll have some fun there.
Let me see what my Zalatoris is. I have a Zalatoris and a Neiman together. But an answer, Zalatoris and an answer, that's something.
Yeah. That's the good. That's what I got to say too.
The only thing smart I did, not smart, whatever, is I didn't do Neiman as an outright. His price was so low relative to other guys, so I ended up not playing him in the outright. I ended up playing. I do have Answer in an outright. We'll see how that goes. My outrights ended up with Answer, Palmer, and Xander Chalk. So we'll see. Ooh, someone just threw it into the freaking pit.
Joe Pagliarulo, what's up, buddy? Yeah,
so he's the man. He's the man.
He is the man. I love this guy.
He's one of the winners. I hope he messaged us.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a message from him yet. I Sharks, if you're out there, we have I told him we're going to talk early next week. We're going to do the lesson. And guys, if we want to do it anytime, I'm happy to do. We could do like a lesson, a back and forth using a day's slate or something. And I'm happy to like some period of time, maybe once a week, maybe even just once a month to start. But we could go through it and do it either. We could do a recording of it if you want to.
Joe, you didn't know you won? Oh, you didn't. I guess you didn't watch the draft, the video yesterday. Yeah, you were one of the winners. What you got to do is PM us on the Discord. I guess you could do that. Like message on the Discord, whoever you want. You can get a 1-hour coaching session of the sport of your choice from one of us. And you hit it. You hit it.
Good job, buddy. And
I should almost punish you for not knowing. Like, the thing that must be present to win. You know what I mean? Like, we're prohibited. All contest winners must be present to win. But all right, sounds good. What else we got here?
I think we're mostly there. Guys, I'll be around later today. You can let me know in the Discord whether you'd rather try and do the show without showing the lineups, which is always a little tricky, but it's not going to be a little bit more organized today with basketball because I don't have as many things. Or we could do the Q&A because sometimes you guys like that better. So either one works great for me. And I'll see you guys at 6 because Sheets is not going to be around.
Yeah, I'm going in. We had an anniversary dinner. As you guys know, it's my 25th anniversary with my wife, and you're like, didn't you say it was that like weeks ago? I'm like, yeah, but that's the way it works when you get married, man. Every celebrations just never stop. And we had we were going to this awesome sushi place in the city that we went to pre-pandemic, and we were going to go the other last weekend, but didn't. We had technical difficulties. So we're going tonight actually. So.
Is it a sushi place I would know, or is it?
Oh, it's called Sushi Zo. No, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah,
we're like in. I mean, that's literally my thing. We're in sushi area. I'm in Little
Tokyo.
Oh,
well, you know what? We
should all the best sushi.
I don't know how many people you got coming for your East Coast trip, but we do a sushi night or something like that.
No, that would be awesome. Absolutely. I actually talked to some fam about it, my dad and some people, and they're all excited to see a meet in person and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
Be a good time.
What do we got? Any questions? There's no NBA late news.
No, nothing to panic about, except all we have to worry about now is the weather. So just remind you guys.
So we're not going to be there for the NBA. So this is my tale for the NBA. So I had I was scraping the the bottom of the cash line in the Monster, and all I needed, and I was literally going to come in the last person in the money if Utah doesn't go to overtime.
Oh man, that's a number.
Yup, and then
By the way, how good is Phoenix? I mean, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
They're good.
Sheets, you know who's got him at 50-1 to win the division, which is basically a lock at this point. This guy.
That would be Robert Firestone.
I'm very happy with some of my season-long bets were just 5. I've got Jokic at the 35-1. Can Beal win the scoring title? He's going to win it. He's 2 full points up. Basically, no way to lose.
Yes, there is, because isn't there like a minimum amount of games?
He only missed 4 games. He just came back last night.
Oh, I wasn't even. I totally missed that. Okay.
He came back. It's hard to notice because Westbrook put up 7,000.
Thank God I didn't realize. I played Westbrook, and that was the reason I almost cashed.
I remember saying on the show that I did like Westbrook anyway. Like I thought that he was the guy, you know. But yeah.
In my Galaxy brain, I got an 8x out of a 3K guy, which almost helped me a draft because I had Wanamaker at 1%, by the way. Not that he was like a great play, but he was like totally just a wild play that I just gotta try.
Yeah, I like it though.
I'm telling you, Neiman was hitting the ball good until that one hole. I don't think he's dead. I really don't.
But also, you know, so how are we going to do this? So the cut line, you got what, 60%, 65% make it, right?
Yeah, it's going to be +1 probably.
Yeah, he's got time.
Oh yeah, he's got a whole round tomorrow. I'm telling you, he's hitting it good. I mean, if he can get to plus, dude, he's only 1 stroke behind Rory, and they're not counting him out yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be – I got to watch the Masters today because we don't have a lot to do until basketball time this evening. But, boy, that was a lot of I did a lot of editing. I played a lot of lineups in golf this week, so hopefully get a little something going.
Yep. All right, I guess we can call it, right? I mean, we don't have to stay.
Yeah.
All right, so the good news is, by the way, I have like all the Lance Lynn on FanDuel, actually. And if that weather's dead, it looks to be dead. Again, it's like they all start at the same time with the good pitchers. So
yeah,
right, him, Burns, and the other one.
Yeah, that's right.
So I can wait that out a little bit for sure.
I set my alarm for 2 hours from now, and I'm just going to adjust it if I need to.
All right, sounds good, guys. Good luck tonight, and I will see you guys.
Good luck, everybody. See you, Sheets.